So because angels are higher vibration than spirit guides, they will have earth or soul mission was to evolve enough to then be a spirit guide. You can tap into these presences that are always there with you. I promise, every single time that I need something, because that is the real world. This is where everybody goes at night when they sleep. And I 100% back this up because I have come into contact with an angel before whenever I did my Kundalini awakening. Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel, and hello if you are new. My name is Andrea Johnson. I'm a Reiki master, energy work practitioner, psychic development teacher, and manifestation coach. Welcome to the Good Vibe Tribe. Welcome to Conscious Coffee Talks, where we discuss a topic to expand our consciousness and improve our lives. Cheers. Let's dive into today's topic. So guys, today's video comes from questions that you guys had over a previous video that I had made over what happens in the afterlife or the spirit realm when you cross over, essentially. So I mentioned that we have spirit teams, and a lot of you guys were curious as to what beings make up your spirit teams and what this spirit team is actually meant for. So in today's video, we are going to be diving in detail on what energetic beings make up your high vibe tribe in the other realm and how they are assisting you here in your human experience. So guys, what is a spirit team? So like I said in my previous video, every person has a spirit team, and this team is made up of assigned high vibe energetic beings without bodies. So essentially, they are like you, like your soul, the thing running this body, right? But they just don't have a body. And so therefore they exist in the energetic realm. And dependent upon who you're working with on your team will depend upon where they exist at in the dimensions and their vibration that you can connect to and channel here. So these beings on your team are basically your personal cheerleaders and guides, rooting you on and helping you in your human journey. So most of these were assigned to you before you even came into this human experience that you are in right now. So to further expand our consciousness on what our spirit team is they are just another aspect of you existing in another dimension. Your consciousness, which is all that is, we are all the same consciousness, just having unique human experiences. It is the same with your spirit team. So they're just higher dimensional aspects of you helping you on your human journey. So because they are higher aspects of energy, or therefore consciousness, they hold higher wisdom, higher frequencies that can help assist you in the third dimensional reality. You're just playing a game of life with yourself, giving yourself clues along the way. So these beings can act as teachers and energetic tools that we can use to assist us in our human journey. To connect with them, we have to essentially raise our vibration or expand our consciousness to meet them in whatever dimension that they are in. To connect to your beings, you basically just have to set the intention. And I've made plenty of videos, guys, on how to communicate with your spirit guides, which is part of your team, but it all works the same way. I'll link those videos down below. But you can think of yourself as like a radio station, and the more that you expand your consciousness or set the intention to connect to your team will be which frequency you tune into. So you can think of the human body and your mind like a radio station, and you are the person changing the channel. So all you have to do is set your intention as to what spirit guide you would like to connect to, and therefore that determines which radio station you're tuning into and what frequency you will get coming through. What song is going to be coming through this body, basically your spirit guide or which one of the beings on your spirit team coming through to help you. Right? So it's their vibration that you are connecting to, and therefore the higher vibration the being is, the more wisdom, healing, and knowledge and guidance you're going to receive in your life. And you can connect to certain guides or angels or beings dependent upon what you are going through in your life, or you might actually feel them step forward and help. So dependent upon how much you are willing to let go of your ego and let go of resistance will depend upon how much you actually channel them here. So the more that you let go and the more that you open your mind and expand your consciousness and believe in yourself to actually connect to your team, the more that you're going to actually allow your team's vibration to be expressed here. So let's go over the rules of the spirit team, because yes, guys, there are some rules, even in the energetic realms, that we must follow. Rule number 1, to be considered on your spirit team, these guides must be high vibrational beings, and they must have your highest benevolence as their number 1 priority to help assist you here on your human journey. As we know, we have a wide range of frequency, guys, the scale of frequency of light and dark. So to be on your spirit team, they need to hold a higher vibration than what you're having in the 3rd dimensional. So we don't want lower level frequencies or entities or demons on our spirit team, right? Which brings me to rule number 3. You have to ask them for help, because you cannot tamper with free will. So you have to actually acknowledge their existence and ask for their guidance to see it come through in your reality. This is where a lot of people like to use the signs and symbolism from their spirit team to help assist them. So asking for a sign is one way that you can initiate the communication between you and your guides, especially if you don't know exactly who is on your team just yet. You can start to build the evidence that this team exists and your belief that they exist if you're skeptical about it by asking for little signs here and there. But rest assured, you have to let go of expectations to see it. And rule number 4, they can only communicate from the energetic realm. So what I mean by this, guys, is you're not going to have Archangel Michael come storming through that door and saying, yo, what's up? I heard you call. How can I be of service? No, they cannot take on physical form. And most of the time, this is what trips up a lot of people into believing that these things actually exist, because we don't see them, right? Because they are energy, they are an essence, and they exist in a higher dimensional reality. So they are not in the physical. They cannot drop this low in vibration, and we are separated out by the dimensions. So because they are energy, we have to expand our consciousness and quiet the mind and tune into our 6th sense, which is just your 5 senses elevated to a 6th sense to receive their communication, right? So it's an essence, it's electromagnetic signals that the body is taking in and interpreting that information from your guides. And I'm going to quote one of my favorite quotes of all time from Wayne Dyer is, believing is seeing. Not seeing is believing. We get that backwards. When we believe it, then we see it in our external world. Now that we went over the rules, let's dive into what beings without bodies make up your high vibe tribe. So the first one will be your spirit guides. So your spirit guide is essentially a soul that has lived enough human existences to not have any more karma to burn off in this 3D reality. They have lived enough lives to evolve essentially as a soul to that next level, if we want to call it that, in the dimensions. So because they have lived enough human lives and evolved and have no more karma to burn off, they are perfect for assisting humans in human problems. So we'll call that 3rd world problems, 1st world problems, 3rd dimensional problems, whatever you want to call it, because they are similar to vibration in the human. So we can relate better and communicate better with the spirit guide because of this. we don't have to raise our vibration as high to connect with them. To further back this up, guys, I used to work with a girl at Mystic Spiritual Wellness Center, and she was the tarot reader and a channeler there. And she worked with so many guides, guys. She was so talented. But she would say that part of her purpose here on her earth or soul mission was to evolve enough to then be a spirit guide. So she worked with so many different guides, and she actually told me about a point system that they keep. So you have to have so many points before you can basically level up as a guide. So I can't remember how many reincarnations she said she had left, but that was the journey that she was on. So people work with certain spirit guides for certain human issues. So for example, you may have a spirit guide that helps you with, say, your 9-to-5 job. That maybe it gives you business advice, or maybe it has a frequency that is more productive or more masculine that helps you drive to completion goals that you have. Or it might be more of a feminine energy like Cleopatra that helps you slip more into your feminine and into your charismatic power for business. So you can see how you use these guides as tools and different ones dependent upon your goals or your mission. The next being that makes up your spirit family or your spirit team is archangels. So archangels are of a higher vibrational frequency than the spirit guide. They have never lived a human existence because of high vibe that they are. They cannot have human energies in their field. So they exist in a high dimension, and the reason why they cannot live a human existence is because the human body would not be able to house that frequency because it's not up leveled enough to hold that. So human evolution has to evolve our DNA and our bodies enough to be able to house that level of vibration and therefore consciousness here in the 3D reality. So as we evolve and as our bodies evolve, as our consciousness does, then potentially we could embody angels here. That's just me thinking that maybe we could. But essentially, guys, the message that I've been getting is that humans have never lived a angelic life because the body cannot handle that vibration. And I 100% back this up because I have come into contact with an angel before whenever I did my Kundalini awakening. The vibration of the angel was so intense, guys. My body collapsed. Like I could barely hold myself up with the amount of love that was coming through. And the message that I received from this, guys, whenever I came into contact with the angel was that this intense amount of love is not of this reality, is not of the third dimension. So a human won't be able to actually create this for themselves. It has to be channeled here. And because the body cannot handle that amount of love of what it fully is, it will not be channeled here until we can raise our vibration more and up level ourselves. Like I said, again, that's my theory on hopefully one day humanity will get there. So like spirit guides, guys, each angel has an archetype pretty much. So certain angels exist for specific things. So this is where it differs a little bit from a spirit guide, is that you're basically assigning the reason why the spirit guide is there to help you. Angels already exist in an archetype and you connect to certain ones consciously dependent upon what you are working on. So for example, Gabriel, if you are a public speaker or if you want to work on your speaking skills or speech or singing or communication, Gabriel will be the angel that you work with, right? He will be the angel, or she, whichever kind of vibration that you need for that skill, will step forward and come into your energy field. Michael, on the other hand, is for protection. So if you need protection, you will connect with Michael and he will provide a vibration of protection for you, whatever that feels like or whatever you need for protection specifically, because your unique bundle of energy is going to desire a certain frequency for protection that somebody else's unique bundle of energy, we'll call your soul, will feel very different in the body for them. You see how these things are tools, and you consciously connect to them dependent upon what you need. So because angels are higher vibration than spirit guides, they will have higher wisdom and higher healing energies for you to tap into or to embody. Dependent upon how much you let your ego go and allow in the body will depend upon what you stream in. And yes, guys, we can stream in their energies here, but they have to lower their vibration, because I know I just said like an angel can never have a human experience. You're not receiving the full energy of the angel. They have to lower their vibration, and we have to raise ours to connect. And it's the same with the spirit guide. So it's kind of like a game of charades almost. And this is where the signs and symbols pop through the spiritual realm to the physical so we can see it. So the next being that is on our spirit team is passed over loved ones. So these are souls that have essentially lived the human experience in your current reality. So they are loved ones that have crossed over, basically have moved on to their next life sometimes. So this is why sometimes, guys, when you can't feel your loved one who has crossed over in the other realm, you can't feel them because they have essentially moved on to another life, or they could potentially just be learning in the astral realm. They pretty much come and go as they please, but it's not to say that they always choose to go on to another life. Sometimes they do stay with beings dependent upon what assistance that they need. So your passed over loved ones are not with you 24/7 like your spirit guides and your angels. And this is because since they are essentially a soul and part of your soul family, which means you guys travel together in other lifetimes and basically switching roles in the characters that you play in each other's reality, because they are part of your soul family, they can go choose to have another human experience if they would like, but it doesn't mean that they're gone forever. Their energetic imprint, the memory of them, is stored in the akashic records, in your akashic records. So you can tap into their vibration just by thinking about them or calling on them to have it enter into your field, right? Sometimes whenever we get those like random memories of where you maybe think of a memory of your crossed over loved one and then you kind of feel their vibration or feel the presence of them, because guys, if you pay attention to the way you feel and in your body when you think about somebody, they have a certain energy. So different people will make you feel different ways, and that's even to say here in this reality. So when you're feeling a loved one, it can be that you are tapping into the akashic records from a memory, and therefore it's bringing them back to life through you, so they never fully go away, even if they are on another soul mission somewhere. And it's not to say either, guys, we never meet up with them again, because when we sleep at night, we will meet them in the astral realm, because that is the real world. This is where everybody goes at night when they sleep, or just when they sleep. The soul leaves the body and it goes back to the astral realm, and this is where you communicate with your soul family. You have learnings there from angels or higher interdimensional beings, your soul team. You have healings there in your energy field, so, or upgrades, downloads, whatever you want to call it, and then your soul brings it back to your physical body when you wake up in the morning. You can see them every single night in the astral, essentially. And this is why sometimes they communicate with dreaming, or if you wake up and you feel like, you know, you're talking to somebody or you feel them, things like that. Now, another thing to consider too with passed over loved ones, guys, they cannot be your guardian angel. And I used to say all the time, my grandmother is my guardian angel. And it's not to say that I didn't feel that way, but technically she cannot be an angel because of the human existence that she had. She can potentially act as a guardian and watch over me, right, throughout my human experience if she so chooses to do that. But she doesn't have to stay with me the entire time. So this brings me to my next being on our spirit team, which is your guardian angel. So everyone has a guardian angel that they were assigned in the spirit realm, and they're with you when you are birthed into this world, and they will be there when you leave this world. Your guardian is basically assigned to watch over you 24/7. So this guardian is nobody you have met before, and you probably get a sense that there's always a presence around you that you're not quite sure who it is, but you have a feeling that there is this energetic being around you all the time. And I know I have that being around me all the time. And whenever I heard what a guardian angel actually was, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. I'm not used to that signature of energy, but it's high vibe and it's there. The next set of beings that can be on your spirit team are interdimensional beings. So I know this holds true for me. Now, I'm not sure if everybody works with these beings, but I was introduced to interdimensional beings not long after my Kundalini awakening. They stepped into my reality, and they are high vibe, funny little guys. And no, they're really not little. So I will share with you guys just what I mean by this is interdimensional beings are highly evolved beings that exist in between the dimensions. So dimensions are just like overlays of energy on top of one another. So the best way that I could describe it is just like a light film. So it's basically ripping a hole in a dimension and going into an interdimension. So it's in between one dimension to the next. Interdimensional beings. But they are high vibration, and their goal is to help assist humanity in their ascension. So I know for myself, the interdimensional beings that are in my family are called mantis beings. And I met these beings not long after my Kundalini awakening, and they are hilarious. They are so funny, and they exist in this temple, almost is what it felt like. It's like a healing temple. And once I dove more into actually researching about these beings, because I realized, and I went to the World Wide Web to see who else had connected to these beings, other people were saying the same thing about how they exist in a temple and how that they are healing beings meant for helping humanity heal specifically, which ironically enough, part of my soul's mission is, and makes sense of why I connect to them. And they are funny as heck, which also makes sense of why I make the content that I do on Instagram, because I'm channeling these beings. So they just want us to know that they are here to help assist us, and that we take life way too seriously, and we should have more fun and laugh a lot more, because laughing is love. The last thing that I'm going to talk about, guys, is ascended masters. And if you want to call this a being or just an evolved human, that's really what it is. So it is a soul that has evolved enough, lived enough human existences to basically be an ascended master. So you can think of these like deities, religious figures like Jesus or Buddha. Those are ascended masters, and they do come back to help assist humanity in the evolution. So just like any of our spirit team guys, that's basically what their goal is to help us and humanity essentially. We can have multiple ascended masters. Because I grew up and was introduced to the Christian faith, I work more with Jesus because I am more familiar with his energy. Now that has shifted a little bit because also I have Hindu faith as well and Buddhism, so spiritual. I take a little bit of everything that resonates with me. So I work sometimes with like Krishna or Shakti and Shiva. So some of the Hindu gods or Buddha. So just dependent upon what energy I'm in, what I'm working with, what I need assistance with will be what I work with. So I will just say, whenever I need extreme healing for my energy, I am drawn to the Hindu. So I work a lot with Krishna and Shiva, specifically Shiva. So guys, that is who makes up your spirit team, your good vibe tribe, your personal cheerleaders. If you guys have any questions about spirit guides or your spirit team, feel free to drop them in the comments below and I can make another video. I will put in the comments below or in the description box below some videos in which I help you channel your beings here. Goes into more of like the science and the energy side behind it. It's just so comforting to know how really loved and supported we honestly are, guys. We are never not alone. And I know sometimes it can feel like that. It can feel like darkness just caves in. It can feel like the world is against you. But I promise, guys, with all the experiences that I have had, you are not alone. And if you silence the mind, that narrator in your mind enough, you can tap into these presences that are always there with you. I promise, every single time that I need something from my guides or to connect with them or for them to help assist me, I connect my breath to my heart and it calms my mind down and I'm actually able to start sensing them and I see them everywhere in my reality. Guys, it's like an auditorium full of beings just cheering us on. You have no idea how supported we are. So I'm sending you guys all my light and all my love. We'll see ya.